Welcome. I am so glad that you're here. Today's gonna be a really awesome video because we get to share the most amazing plant ever! Our Strelitzia Nicolai, also known as the giant bird of paradise. If you have been with us, or if not, if you're new, hello, welcome. We have a Strelitzia plant playlist only for the Strelitzia plant, where we compare the Strelitzia reginae, because we have multiple of the Strelitzia reginae that they only get to like 7 to 9 feet and they're very common. And then we have our beautiful Strelitzia Nicolai, giant bird of paradise, majestic, amazing, beautiful. They're both beautiful. And so anyways, we have that playlist if you want to then enjoy more with the plants and you love the Strelitzia as much as I do, which is so beautiful. And I have shared with you with this beautiful baby. When we transplanted the plants, you can see the root system. We compare both of the Strelitzia, and now you get to see an update on the plant, which is the perfect time because we're gonna open together one of the leaves. Because as you can see, all of my leaves in here, they're very wide open. They look beautiful. They're not enclosed like many times you see that the Strelitzia giant bird of paradise. You see them like they never fully open the leaf, and it's because I opened them before they're fully open, because in here, of course, it's an indoor plant, so it's not getting rain, and it's getting wind, and then in order for it to open then naturally, because that's all the things that it needs to have then the tension and the vibrations and the air and everything in order for it to actually open, and then the humidity that you have in the environment. Even though that we also have a humidifier right next to it, which our cat Isabella loves that humidifier, and I'm gonna put in the link down below also, the link for buying the humidifier if you want to get that one. Anyways, and we have a video also of the humidifier. This over here, it actually, because of me always moving the plant, because I always rotate the plant so I can get a little bit of sunlight everywhere. So that's another one, rotate the plant. And so if you can, because as it gets bigger, then it's gonna be more difficult. And so this, it bumped with the wall, and it broke in here, right? So it broke a little bit. It bent it. It's not completely broken. And so what I did is just put tape. I put in a branch in here, and then I put the tape in there. So there it is. I just put a little branch in here for support because it was so bent, and this is so heavy because it's a big leaf. As you can see, this is my hand, and look at the leaf. So it's a huge plant, right? So I had to give it a little bit of support, because if not, it would not stay straight. And then I put then tape in there, and this has been like that, I would say, for like 6 months or more. And I'm not gonna get it out because I know that it never fully healed. So I know that there has some scar tissue. I have done this with my plants, especially with the orchids as well, and it always works. Some people say that it works, some people say that it doesn't work. In my experience, as you can see, it's working, but it's if it's not completely broken, only bent. So you still have some of the innervation, and everything's connected still. It's just it was bent. So I'm just giving support, and it's looking fantastic. So that's a trick, just in case that you also need to fix one of your leaves. So you can just put tape, and that's it. Yay! I also wanted to give you an update on the plant, on how big it is. So I'm 5 feet and 2 inches, and so this plant is humongous, as you can see. I'm super tiny next to it, and I love the plant, how big it is, but I think right now it's in the 20 feet or a little bit higher, and it seems it's gonna be getting all the way to the ceiling, so it might get to the 30 feet high. Whoa! Super excited! This plant is majestic. One of the things that people always ask me is, Jelly, how is it that you have a green thumb? How is it that your plants are surviving? Look, many of my plants, I do experiment, and many of them die, little seeds or whatever, but the majority of them survive and they do great. And I truly believe it's because I talk to my plants. There's an experiment, and you can check it out if you want to, because I love reading about stuff. They took a plant and they compared one plant with another plant, the exact same setting, and the only thing that changed was how they were being, talked to. One very loving, one very, with hateful comments, and the one that was all lovey-dovey, thrive and did fantastic, and the other one, you can imagine, it did horrible. The same, there's a very common experiment with water, just plain water, and there's also a famous experiment also then with rice. So if you think about it, and you don't have nothing to lose. It's a living organism, just like you and me, a living organism. So it not only thriving like you and me, just with water and sunlight and just eating. So it also needs a little bit of love. So I do talk to them all the time. I touch them. I always try my best to give them lots of love, that they know that Mama Jolly loves them very much. And it's true. Justin always says, you are crazy. But you can see literally all my plants, the majority of them, they do fantastic. And I truly, truly think that it's because of that. Because I talk to my plants and I do give them lots of love. So if you're going to take something from this video, love your plants. Not only just talk to them and give it lovey, you're not going to put them in a sunny environment and give them water and water them correctly and all that kind of stuff. On top of all the good system that you're creating for the plant, if you have indoor plants, then of course on top of that, then give them some love. So this plant is a tropical plant, so you should have it then in environments gonna be like 60 degrees or more. So this is because we live in Maryland zone 7. It cannot be outside because it gets really cold. So that's why we have it always inside the house, which would be fantastic. And we can have it outside, it would be so beautiful. But no, we cannot put it outside, so that's why we have it inside the house. And we're creating that tropical environment. That's why I have a humidifier right next to it. And when I put it, it gives it lots of humidity. I also put it in this facing the south-facing window. So the south-facing windows will always give you the most sunlight. So a south-facing window will always give you the most sunlight. And so this plant gets at least 6 to 7 hours of sunlight every single day. And it's direct sunlight, so she's getting a lot of good sunlight. And of course, on top of that, because she's growing so much, so she needs a lot of water. Before, I used to give her like maybe 2 gallons of water weekly, but now she's drinking like 3 gallons of water every 3 to 4 days. So what I do is, I'm gonna show you what I do. Usually just take then the stick and I then put it all the way in as much as possible. And if it's easy goes in, then that means that it has enough water. But if it's a bit hard, like it just happened, and it comes out too dry, like it's just doing, then it needs more water. So I always, helps tremendously, because if you go in and it's a little bit hard, then that means that it's too dry, and you can feel it if it's dry. But if it's soft and you can get all the way down, then that means that it has enough water. So I'm gonna water it now. And the soil in this plant, it's all soil that we created outside. So you can see that it has worms in it, earthworms, which is fantastic because that creates then a natural environment of aerating it, that you don't have to be poking any holes. It does it by itself. So you can see that there's earthworms walking in there, making holes, making track, aerating the root system. So the root system is never gonna be all damp because of the water. It's fantastic. So yes, some people might be like, oh no, I need to put fertilizer. Literally, we don't fertilize the plants in the house. Never, never, never fertilize the plants inside the house, because we have natural microorganisms that are in here providing the nutrients, the nitrogen, the phosphate, everything that it needs, because of the worms and that we have in here, and also the microorganisms that are living in there. If you were to pay close attention, you will see that immediately once I put water, there's a lot of little tiny microorganisms walking in here. And in this side of the plant, I also planted one of my Pepperonias, which I haven't done a video of her yet. So once I do a video of our beautiful Pepperonia, I'll update you. But basically, she's very shallow. She doesn't have that big of a root system, so that's why I put it in here. And the goal is to then cover then all the pot in the top, so that then you have then not only pleasing, that it looks really pretty, the big plant, but then you also have some of that dimension here in the bottom of the pot as well. In the center of the plant, there's a new leaf that is growing, and it has grown enough that I am supposed to be opening, as I mentioned, that I opened them myself, the leaves. so that it's not gonna be staying closed, because of course this is gonna be an indoor plant. So that's why you see that all of my leaves are looking fantastic, beautiful, completely open. And it's because I do force them to open, you know, I open them completely myself so that, you know, that then it starts growing. Now let me tell you exactly how I know that it's the right time for me to start opening them. You will see that in the center, let me put you closer. In here, I see that there's a new leaf that is growing, right? This is a new leaf growing right here in the center. Look at that beautiful leaf. And when I see that the leaf is growing, first the plant, the stem that comes out is not actually the stem. What you see is the leaf that is popping up. You need to wait for the leaf to come all the way out. Give it then a little bit of growth of that stem. So now that I see that now what is coming out of the main stem is actually a new stem and it's growing already, I know that this is going to continue growing. And look at this. Look at how the stems, how long they are. I'm not going to be able to wait until the stem is all the way to the top, because if not, I cannot reach it. But now that it's in here and it has already formed the leaf, so that's the most important thing. I know that it already formed the leaf. Now it's just working on making the stem and growing it all the way top to the top. So now that I have the leaf already formed, this is my time, this is my window to open that leaf. Because if not, it will go all the way to the 30 feet high and I'm not going to be able to reach it. So it has to be now. So let's go ahead, you and me, and open it. I'm going to take a little bit of a spray bottle of water and I'm going to spray it and I'm going to start turning it around until it actually opens. I'm going to show you the process. So I'm going to take a little bit of water, because as I mentioned, in the jungle, in the outside, then there's rain and there's wind, and that allows it then to open. But if not, in here it will never open. And then I will not have a beautiful leaf. So you need to force it to open in here inside. And so I'm gonna do that now. My beautiful baby. This is the result. I opened one outside of the leaf. As you can see in the stem itself, and here the other side of the other leaf, the other half is still being formed. So now when it grows in the other side, it's gonna be really tall. So I'm not gonna be able to reach that, but at least the other side, one of the leaflets of the leaf, I already opened it. Which it gets the color and the green color. Just by tomorrow, I should have then the dark green color like the other leaves that I have over here. And all of them, I did the exact same thing. As you can see, some of them they broke, which happened with this one as well. I broke it a little bit. So some of them, you see that they're a little bit broke while I open them. But that's okay. I still get the fan big leaf as well at the end, and it's not closed completely. So that's good. And look at the beautiful leaf opening already. How cute. I opened this side over here. So this side was the one that I opened, and then slowly it has been opening this other side by itself. But as you can see, I cannot reach it anymore. This is where I am, and this is where it goes. And it has been not, I would say, 5 days since I opened it. And I showed it in the video, and now it has been 5 days later, and it started opening the other side. And look how beautiful, and the color is already getting dark. As you can see, the leaves are gigantic. The leaves are super, super, super big. Let me put a zoom in so you can see it. Yeah, the leaves are gigantic. So once it gets all the way there, I'm not gonna be able to reach it. So thank God that I was able to open it, because I love to see it all big like that. And I'm so happy that all my leaves are open. So cute, very exciting. There you go. Look at that beauty, look at that beauty. So cute. Thank God we did it. We did it. I broke, unfortunately, a little bit over there when I opened it, but at least it's fully open. So very exciting. Yay. Look at that cute trunk. And the leaf again, you can see the leaf again over here opening. This is the one that we were opening. I got a stair over here. And after the stair, I got up, and I was like probably up to here. And I was able then to reach it enough to open it. And now 5 days later, look at that. It's opening completely. So beautiful. I am so happy. It already almost reaches the window. So yes, we got this. It's doing fantastic. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. You're so gorgeous, my love. You're so gorgeous. So pretty. Look at her. Look at that majestic beauty. You're looking so good, my love. You're looking so good. So, so, so good. You're fantastic. Some of the leaves in here, you can see that it has a little bit of yellow and also dryness, and it's because that happens when you didn't water it all the time, so it had a period of dryness. So that's why some of the leaves have that. So I have not keep up as great with the watering. So thank you for being so kind with me. For a 30-foot plant, that's what I'm expecting and hoping to have in the future. Then we had then this huge pot. That's what I did from the beginning. I was like, okay, once I know that I'm gonna leave it in a pot, that it's gonna be then, you know, where it's gonna stay, because I'm not gonna be able then to transplant this plant. I would need a lot of help to transplant that plant. So once I know that this is where I want it, I need to put it then in a big pot. And the pot that we selected is a plastic pot, just in case that anybody is wondering. So it's a plastic pot. I bought this at Target, very, very cheap. I think we got it for like $15 on sale. Fantastic. And I like plastic because in my experience, when you get ceramic or anything like that, it can transpire, so it can get a little bit of humidity outside. Plastic for me, it has lasted a long time. It's super cheap, and you don't have to worry about also how heavy it is if you get a ceramic or you get a cement tile one or whatever. So it's very, you know, not heavy. It can last forever, durable. You can also easy to clean as well, and it's not gonna be transpiring, no water. So I got that one, and I also in the bottom, let me show you. In the bottom over here, it has also like a little plate for collecting then the water. So you can get that if you want, but again, I never pay attention to it in the bottom. I just know, as I mentioned, to always water them just based on the stick. So I just go ahead and take my stick, and if you see how it is now all wet, so I know that it's humid, so I know it's okay, it's all good. So I just take any stick, anything that you want, you know, and here I have a bamboo stick, and that's my measuring for seeing if it has enough water. That's what I use then. But yeah, just taking then a nice big pot. If you're gonna be having a Strelitzia Nicolai, you need a big pot. So plant them immediately, because they grow fast once they are in an environment that they like. For us, the giant bird paradise have been growing really fast. We got it, I believe, right before moving into this house, and we have been in this house for 4 years now. This year coming up now 4 years. So in 4 years she has grown almost, you know, to the ceiling. She's like 20 feet high now, so I cannot imagine. She's a really fast grower. So I'm happy that we had a quick thinking and we put it immediately in a big pot because I know they have been very, very difficult to move for once she's like this size, this big. So I hope that you got a few tips and tricks in this video and it was helpful for you guys and you got to enjoy them, the beauty of the majestic Strelitzia Nicolai. I love her so much. If you have any tips, tricks, or things that you're doing for your plants that could be helpful, I always like to learn something new. I never think that I know it all. I know that I have been in my family. Everybody has grown plants and they love to grow food. And we like to also know about the medicinal benefits of plants. And so if you would like to have home remedies, then you can actually check a playlist. We have in here everything very organized in the Jais Community YouTube. So you can go into the playlist for only gardening and you can see the update of the landscape outside, which I'm trying to make the landscape outside an edible garden and also to have it mainly of perennial plants. So we don't have to like break our backs and do so much work of putting annual plants. So I like to study my plants and my landscape. So you can check that out. We also have about home decor and also then lots of, so that's another playlist. Another playlist then for do-it-yourself. So there's a lot of do-it-yourself easy projects. There's also a playlist for home remedies. There's a playlist also for health-related topics. There's a playlist for cat videos. I mean, my cat is right here as I speak. Isabella, look at how funny she looks. This is her. I'm talking to you guys, and that's Cat Isabella right now as I'm speaking to you guys. How insane. You have an amazing day. You're an amazingly kind community. I love you all so much. Thank you for being part of the community. You make me so happy with all your comments, with all your love, with supporting each other, for being so kind to each other. So that's why I always tell you guys that you are an amazingly kind community. I love our community very much. May you have an amazing day. Enjoy the day and enjoy the miracles. I'll see you again next week. Bye.